Hello, so welcome to this video for COMP3218, Game Design and Development at the University of Southampton. My name is Dave Millard, I'm one of the lecturers on the course, and I'm here with...
Madeline Dwyer, I'm one of the demonstrators on the course.
Brilliant. Okay, Madeline, would you mind saying a little bit about what we asked the students to do for this coursework?
Yeah, so we asked them to develop a small game prototype, which contains a story engine that drives a branching interactive narrative, inspired by one of three fables.
Brilliant. Well, let's get on and see how they got on with their first game. Right, so our first game is called Cartel Cashier. Oh, there we go. So, I don't know if you can hear the music. We've got some nice music going. It's a bit loud, so I'm just going to quickly do the mixer. Okay, well, let's click on start and see what happens. Oh, hey man, how's it going? Heard you're running this shop to pay off your debts to the mafia. Sounds tough. Boss says you need to earn £30 or he'll kill you. Well, that's nice. I hope you remember how everything works. It's Dave. Great. Actually, I need a refresher. Okay, so that's good. So it looks like there's some sort of tutorial element to go through. I've got money top left, customers left. Let's do the refresher. Seriously? Okay, pretend I'm a customer. I want to buy cigarettes. Set some cigarettes off the shelves and adjust the slide price using the slider. Okay, so try it and press OK. Alright, so I'm going to charge you that. You got it. I'm not paying for that though. Make sure not to set prices too high or people will not be able to buy anything. It'll be hard to get enough money, so I've got an idea. How do I know what's going to be a sort of right sort of price for each person, I wonder? Let's see.
Yeah.
You might be happy. Try offering some to customers, might just accept. Oh, do we want to sell drugs or not? That might be our first decision.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess our first time through, so let's go for it.
Yeah.
Right, I'll leave you to it. See you tomorrow. Alright. I'm a police officer working with the drug task force. Will you consider working for us? Yeah, why not? My boys need more time to collect evidence and find the... So it's a bit of a shame I haven't actually done any selling yet. I was kind of hoping I'd be getting into things a bit. But, I'll send undercover cops in. You sell drugs to them. Don't sell to regular folks or I'll be upset. How does that sound? Okay, so we need to sell drugs to the undercover cops.
Right.
Right, fine. Let's do it. We'll be in touch soon. Don't sell anyone drugs today. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, fine. Yeah, so I mean, go through time, wife. Okay, to buy so much. Happy. You don't want to do this, believe me. Can I just set the price up here and go for it? Do you think? Could I try and sell him some cigarettes? I mean, that's a drug. Try some cigarettes. Yeah. Oh, that is a drug. What else we got? Alcohol. That's another drug. Do you want that? Nope. He's not buying. He wants a particular type of drug.
Right.
What else have we got? Cake? Is sugar a drug? I don't know. No, he doesn't want that either. Weed. Oh, there we go.
Cake makes everything better, right?
Well, that's right. You know, who needs weed when you can have cake? Especially when it's twice as expensive. You don't want to do this, believe me. Go on, Martin. I'm not being given a choice here, which is interesting.
I guess the choice potentially is if you click on the weed, can you just sell it to him?
Oh, I see. Oh,
weed.
okay. Okay, got you. So, well, let's not sell... Well, I don't know. Does he seem like an undercover police officer?
I
Does he want some cake?
think so.
No, I won't sell
I think the police officer said not to sell any drugs today, right? I assume it's still the same day?
Yeah. It's not clear, but I'm guessing so. There's no day thing going anywhere, is there? Right, let's just say
there's only the customers left at the top, so maybe that's the number of customers per day.
Yeah, okay. I want to buy some drugs. He might be a police officer.
Yeah.
We don't have that. Okay. I want to buy a soft drink. That's fine. We can do a soft drink. But unfortunately our soft drinks are expensive. Let's see if he bites. That's too expensive. No. Oh, he doesn't... Okay, so I can just keep trying. So what if I... How about that? Really? I got 3 goes. And he's left. I want to buy a sandwich. Okay, you can have a sandwich. I'll give it you for £4. There we go. Okay, so I've made £4. You are executed. Really?
Oh, because we
I didn't earn enough money.
Pounds, right?
You spy David. He looks away. The last thing you hear is a gunshot and he goes black. Oh dear. That's not gone well, is it?
No, not a great start. You think they might give you 2 days at least to like get the grits of it,
or to give me a sense of. I mean, if I'd sold 10 sandwiches, that would still just be £40, right? And I can't get.
Yeah.
I'm sure the mafia's not gonna be happy with £40. Okay, I guess we'll go again. Oh, hang on, £30. Oh, there we go. So I must have missed that. £30. All right.
I'm guessing it must be as well £30 today.
So I'm not going to make that unless I sell some weed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go for it. Right. So, yeah. Go on. Fine. Right. Well, we're never going to... Because if I've only got 5 customers and the most expensive thing I've got is alcohol...
Yeah.
For £8. I mean, I'd have to sell 3 of those. 4 of those before I got anywhere near there. Price, would you consider working with us? Yeah. Go on. I'll work with you, but this time I'm going to sell the drugs. Let's see what happens. Okay. Yeah, you can have that, but it's going to cost you because this is. Oh yeah, he took it. There we go. He wants to buy cake. You can have some cake, but you have to pay for the cake. Oh yeah, there we go. This is going well. This is better. I like this. He wants to buy a magazine. Oh, magazine's only £2, and I've only got 1 customer left. Oh, give me magazine. Oh, well, I need to get at least... If I get £2, then manage to sell some... maybe if I can get up to 3, maybe.
Yeah.
That's too expensive. Dope. This isn't going well. Alright, I'll go for the 2 then. Alright. 1 customer left. Oh, thank goodness for that. Here you go. You can have it. Let's try it for that. Let's see if we get some. Oh. I've got 3 goes, don't I? Oh no! Oh, this has gone badly wrong. I didn't have 3 goes. I had 2 goes.
Obviously, their patience varies from customer to customer.
Oh man! All right, let's try again. All right, I know what I'm doing. Yes, yes, I'm going to do it. Fine. I still want to know what happens if I do the police and then deal drugs anyway. So yeah. I'll work with you. I just have to make the £30. Okay. Right. So I've only got 3 customers. Yeah, you can have that. But I said I need the money. Yeah, he really wants his. He really wants them, right? I want to buy cigarettes. Well, cigarettes are quite expensive, so I can see. There you go. This is going well. I want to buy a sandwich. And I will give it to you for the bargain price. Oh, man. So when it says 1 customer left, is this customer or is that the next customer?
I think it might be the next customer.
Alright, well he's not going to buy that, is he? So how much was the sandwich? £4. Okay. So hopefully... excellent. This should be easy. You can have it for that. Done it. Right, I've survived my first day. Day X is complete. Guess 1. The police are crazy useless. The situation is more... The price of goods has gone up due to inflation. Tomorrow's target is £45. That's chronic inflation. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is South America levels of inflation, right?
That's pretty bad.
Here's some more drugs. So it might be interesting. Oh, I've got a newspaper. Oh, the news. Hottest new chain in town. Police investigation stalls. Okay. Oh, I like that. I like the use of the. I like the little reporting. That's quite cute. Yeah. Oh, they're wearing gold chains to blend in. They'll be wearing old chains. Oh, that's handy. Hottest new chain. So that's the. So if they come in with $1, they're not policemen, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Right, let's do this. How's it going? Hit me with some more of the good stuff. Well, I've got to make a lot of money today. So
You started with £20, so
yeah, I did actually. He wants to. So he's not wearing a. Yeah, he's not wearing a chain, so I can sell to him as well. You want 15? I've made. Oh no, I'd have made my. Oh, I'd have made my whole thing then. Oh, I keep picking the wrong. Let's go for. Let's do that. Okay, I'm just £5 away. Ah, so that's the guy wearing the latest.
he's one of the not police.
Yeah, so we're going to sell to him, I guess. You got to. So what you got in today? Something special. Okay. Well, there you are.
He says he'll take whatever you're selling, so you might be able to sell like cake or something instead. I'll get this back to the station.
Oh, he took it back to the station, but he wasn't wearing a gold chain, was he?
He was wearing one of the dollar ones, so they must be the newer. He must be wearing the new dollar signs.
Like a single dollar sign? Maybe that's the old one?
Oh, yeah.
So this is a policeman. But they want me to do that, right? So,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can have something special as well. Oh, this is brilliant. I think they're going to be very happy for me because the police will pay anything.
Yeah.
So that's another policeman.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, his chain's gone.
I had a chain on a minute ago, though.
Yeah.
Well, I've made loads of money today. So he's a policeman too.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Oh, they clearly put the chain away after they've shown that they're able to get drugs.
I'll get this back to. All right, I've earned. Okay, the police are happy now. Well, I'm happy. I'm earning lots of money. I'm kind of so thinking of this as a game. I like the setup. It's really nice, and I like the kind of they've tried to get this kind of different attention. But so what I had done is I didn't read any of that stuff.
He said that it was special drugs or something today, and that
okay,
the police were wearing old chains, so don't sell to them.
Okay. So they've tried to set up this tension, but what I'm not quite sure is what I'm trying to trade off here. So, because I want to sell this stuff and make the money, otherwise I'm going to get killed. The police want to buy the stuff. The mafia want me to sell the stuff. So it feels to me like the solution is just to sell the stuff as much as possible to everybody.
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
I don't know if maybe something would change.
I like the characterization. This is a dangerous drug. You can have that, but it's going to really cost you. Brilliant. He went for that. Okay. You want to buy alcohol? Well, alcohol's, that's worth quite a lot of money, so alright. Okay. I've made my 60, haven't I? I want to buy alcohol. That's a bit odd that I had the increasing... So what did I start with? 30. So I still needed to make 30. He wants alcohol as well. Oh then.
I think it would make sense if it was like the remainder from the day before, so that then if you had like a good day and a bad day, it kind of balances out. But
it doesn't seem to be.
Preset.
Cocaine. My child has a very rare illness. We're getting into some very dark moral territory here, aren't we?
Yeah.
Medical bills are expensive, so I can sell at a loss. Well, but again, it's no skin. I've made my money, right? So it's absolutely fine. So yeah, you can have it. There you go.
I don't know how much cocaine is going to help an ill child.
No, I have a feeling that we got some.
I guess we haven't checked the news today, right? Maybe tomorrow in the news we'll hear about it. No, it's the same.
Yeah. Okay. Wrong. You got some creds. Oh yeah, those is creds. Yep, that's good. Got something special. Let's do it. You can have it for that. Okay, it's the same guy. Oh, he wants to buy alcohol. Alright, well, so I'm kind of, I'm waiting for this to resolve into something, I think. I want to buy a soft drink. Want something better? Oh, brilliant. Okay, this is someone I can give some dangerous drugs to. Oh. Okay. The police are happy. The city has a mild drug problem. Tourist target, start a new day. Here's some more drugs, blah blah blah. How's it getting smarter? So set up a code phrase. Thank number 15. We're closing in. He set a code for adding special pickup software. Answer is yeah. I don't really understand, but okay.
Oh, I think to the cops you have to say, yeah, thank God for 15, and then to the non-cops, if you're selling to them, you have to say something else about number 15.
Ah, okay. Because I thought that was what the boss wanted me to do. Oh, we can't sell this guy cake. There you go. How much do I need to make today? It would be, maybe it would be nice if this was shown up here to give me a bit of feedback. Did you watch the God? So here we go. Did we watch the Dodgers game? So this person is not a cop.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think the other option was like, it was something else to do with number 15, but I can't remember what it was. It was just worded differently.
Oh, okay. There's the cop.
So he is the cop.
Got something special. Yeah, I'm a bit lost as to what I was supposed to be doing. I've got a lot of customers left now. I'm making like. You want to buy something? Yeah, go on then. I'm just selling to everybody. Just everyone can have my. Everyone. Oh, there's that person back the other day. That's nice. Do you want to buy some more drugs? Yeah. No. Hey, I heard you sell drugs here. Those drugs are
Seems a bit suspicious.
Yeah. So this is someone who's clearly going to use these to be doing awful things, right? So yeah. I'm just gonna, all right, but you know, my moral conscience comes at a cost. There we go. Oh, okay. Go for it.
These people don't take much convincing.
They don't. No. Did you watch the Dodgers game? Yeah. Oh, that's another one. Okay. Looks good. Something special. So I'm just selling to everybody. Alright. I'm making a lot of money. I want to buy cigarettes. Ah, well, you know, will you pay me a lot for cigarettes? No. Buy something else? Yes. Take them. Oh. There we go. Right. Okay. The police are not pleased with me. Why not? I sold all the drugs to them. The price of goods has gone up. Stop. Okay. Shall we start going through the criteria as we're playing?
Yeah.
We don't have beef jerky. What? So this thing here, I've got a new code from the boss. Say no. Keep up the good work. Well, that's the same thing. I'm very confused about this.
It says that they intercepted the code, so they've obviously worked out from someone else. But you just got told it as well, so.
Oh, extremely dangerous meth. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. So presentation-wise, I mean, it's pretty good, isn't it? I mean, I've got kind of, it's all consistent. There's a little bit of information design that I think is kind of lacking in that I don't know kind of what day it is, so the progression of days. It'd be nice if it said like day 5 or something. And the money thing up here, I don't know how much money I need to get to for today. They told me earlier, but I don't have it here. And also I don't quite understand why there's a carry-on. But you know, I like this. These pop-ups are very clear. You know, I kind of click on one of these and this is all good. So yeah, and the music is good as well. I've got good audio. I've got some little sound effects when I click on stuff. I've got the music's going. So I would say that it's at least professional. I'm not sure if I'd go as far as impactful, which is at the kind of excellent level, or an appealing. Maybe creeping towards that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think maybe creeping towards it, but I think just some of the information design probably holds it back a bit. Where also some of the text kind of overhangs, so you can't read it all.
That's a good point, actually.
Quite
Yeah.
clear.
So maybe we say it's at the good level. Right. Oh, I'm not doing so well today. There we go.
So the next bit is the meaningful play, so mechanics, controls, and bugs.
So this is an interesting one because it's definitely playable, which is at the satisfactory level. Well, I say that. What I was about to say, it's definitely playable and I can play it, but actually I'm not entirely sure. The system feels a bit loose, so I'm not entirely sure what I'm balancing or what I'm trying to achieve. So actually, just because I can play it doesn't mean it's playable, right? So a pass would be challenging. Satisfactory is playable. I mean, the mechanics are relatively simple, right? I've got my dialogue interactions on the left, and I can click on stuff and set prices and sell them. The controls are fine. I don't find the controls awkward. And I've not spotted any bugs other than the overhanging text thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the day X bit on the intro.
Yes,
screens.
you're right, yeah. So, really, really minor stuff.
Yeah.
But the question is it playable? Because I don't necessarily know. Like the first time I played, the first couple of goes through, I didn't make it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm almost waiting for something to happen as well, like an event or something.
Yes, yeah. I mean, so maybe it's sort of halfway between pass and satisfactory, and that it's playable, but the goals aren't particularly clear. It's a bit challenging, so knowing how to adapt to it is difficult. So maybe halfway between the two, perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, let's give them the math. Go for it. It's the guy who was the dubious. Do you have beef jerky? No, we don't sell. Try down the door. So I said yes last time. Perhaps I misremembered. There we go. Something special. I think what I'm getting really confused about is this. They're setting me up with these two conflicting objectives, right? So one is making money for the mafia so I don't get murdered, and the other one is helping the police with their investigation. But the goals are too closely aligned. So by helping the police, I also make money and save my life. And that's why I'm really confused by it.
Yeah, you'd think the police would take issue with you, just convincing other people to take drugs all the time and things.
So, yeah, I just kind of find... I'll take some of the... I mean, have they, in their game notes, do they have a description of their structure? Explaining kind of whereabouts I am in that structure and what other things could be happening here?
So they've got a diagram, but it just shows the general play style. So I can't see where you'd really start on this, but it's got work with the cops. So I guess that's near the start, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the choice at the beginning.
And it says if you do work with the cops and then you sell drugs to normal people 3 times, then the cops will come and arrest you.
But I've been selling drugs to everybody.
Yeah, and then if you don't sell the drugs to normal people 3 times.
Here we go. As you step out the door into the cool night to the waiting cop car, you smile. It's finally over. Oh, the shop closes. Oh, we're done. As you step out the door to the waiting, you smile. But none of the mob avoided the law, except Dave. 5. Okay. So the shop. That's one of the endings, presumably.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the good ending of work with mafia.
Yeah. And then I get some local newspaper. This is quite cute. So, man found dead after drugs overdosed. That's the poor guy who kept coming in, getting worse and worse. There's the woman I helped. And the guy who spiked and kidnapped people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So this time, I'm not going to work with the police. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, I'll still do it. But I'm not going to work with the police. Let's see what happens. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So also, it seems a bit odd, because it feels to me like the whole tension of the game is the fact you're working with the police at the same time as working with the mafia, and you can just turn them down. So that seems a bit strange.
Yeah, I guess it's like you wouldn't know who the undercover cops are, and if you sell to them, that might. I think that's probably going to cause problems. Because the police officer was coming in saying, "Oh, like the undercover cops will wear this" or something like that.
Yes, but we won't know that because they're not going to tell us, right?
Yeah.
Well, unless we find out some other way, I suppose. This guy wants to buy a sandwich. Yeah, I've got to get the city hooked before they'll stop buying stuff. It's a shame. Too expensive for a sandwich. What do you think this is? I want to buy. How much money do I need to make today? Isn't it £30?
£30.
I'm never going to buy £30. Or buy a magazine for £3. Oh, man. So I wonder if that's random as well. I'm executed again.
Yeah.
I think I sold. Did I sell everyone? I think I might have sold to everybody. So that's a problem, right? In that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could actually have done that. I think I was doomed. Okay, so I am going to do it, but I'm not going to work with the police. Let's try this. I'm not sure how many options we're going to be able to work through, but let's give it a go. Okay.
So yeah, should we talk about the story engine?
Yeah, let's do it. So this is basically whether the game world affects the story and the story affects the game world. So the game world in this case is the stuff I'm selling, I suppose, the set of things I can sell. And the story world is obviously the narrative I'm being presented with. We just sell this man. He's a good customer, at least for the first 5 days.
Yeah.
There we go. Happy customer. So let's think about game world to story. So this is things I do here affecting the story. Well, there clearly is some effect, right? Because selling this stuff affects my money, and my money basically leads to me either being executed or not, right? So that's clearly a game world affecting the story. Also, I think I can sell. I'm making choices by selling to people or not, right? So if you take the woman who came in who wanted drugs for her child, right? Setting aside how scientifically valid that is, so I had a choice, and that choice would have been made through the interface for the game, right? So that's another example of game world affecting the story. So a good here would be a number of examples where the game world impacts the story in some important ways. I think we're definitely there.
Yeah.
Excellent would be a consistent interplay, including important impacts. I mean, there is kind of, it's a constant backwards and forwards, right? Is it just... So I've also got places like where I'm selling to the police or not, for example. That's another example. So the mechanism's always the same. So it feels... So there's only one way that it influences, but there are lots of instances of it, if you see what I mean. So I think maybe for game world to story, it's perhaps halfway between good and excellent.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
There you are. Okay, I'm just selling drugs again, but this time lack of evidence. £45. Okay. So I'm not entirely sure. So do you think the police are... Oh, here's you go. Nah. Okay. Here's our... He's a good start to the day.
He's a good regular.
A good regular. Now this is interesting, right? Because he's wearing that chain. And hottest new chain. But in a previous playthrough, the police told me that they were never wearing the hottest new chain, right?
Yeah, so he's not police.
But should I know that on this work through? Maybe it's different on this one. So I'm hoping the rules have changed. Otherwise, it's a bit strange, right?
Yeah.
Well, he seems to be implying he is police.
Yeah.
I say. I'm a little bit confused. Let's see if he takes it. Okay. He did. No idea if he's police or not. Yeah, that's just, there you go, what about that? Really? Oh, I gave him a discount.
He said he'd never tried drugs before. How does he know what price is reasonable for them?
And now he's back, but now he's wearing his chain. I was going to sell. So what kind of goods? Special. Brilliant. There we go. Maybe £45. See, he seems like a police officer to me, but I'm going to sell to him anyway. There you go. Brilliant. I love the police. They'll just pay anything. Right. Yeah. I got something special. That's something special's odd as well. I don't kind of. Maybe I should do the other one and see what happens. Because I. Well, this is good. The police don't have any money, but the city is moderately pleasant because everyone's totally out of their heads, I think. They're so poor they can't afford the latest change. Definitely don't sell drugs to them. All right. Okay. Oh, no, not happening. Right. So okay. So now he's told us they don't have the chains, so we can sell. Oh, we know this guy's fine. He'll buy anything. There you go. So that's fine. Yeah. You got creds. So that's not the latest change. So I'm going to say no. Yeah. So I might be in trouble here. He just wants to buy drugs. So what about? No, he's not a policeman. We're good.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a way to just tell if it's a police officer, just offer it at the highest price each time.
So this person only has £10. So what if I sold her? Can't afford that. Well, I'll tell you what. I only need £6, right? So I'll give it to you a discount. There you are. Heart of gold, see? Thank you so much. Right. Where's your creds?
The next bit of the marking is like the story to game. The opposite of the...
So story to game, yeah. So this is does the interactions in the story world or the state of the story world affect the game? So as the game progresses, the type of drugs changes, but that's a very very minor, and that's arguably not really to do with the state of the story.
No, it doesn't really seem to make much difference to people either. Like they'll just buy whatever drug there is.
Yeah. So I've got a feeling. I mean. So the only things I can think of is as the game progresses, you get to see the news, and the drugs changes. You get this inflation, all the prices go up. But
you've got the information as well about the chains from like on day 2 or 3 or something.
But it doesn't affect it doesn't affect the gameplay though. There's nothing that's changing the gameplay. So it's like for example, if I was making some decisions over here, and then that affected what I had to sell, that would be a good example.
Yeah, like having like a quota, like a stock.
Or and then I was making some decisions about, and there would be story decisions like maybe there's, maybe I've got a new supplier coming into town, and I can choose to work with them or something, or I don't know, but yeah, at the moment there's not much going from the story to the game world. What did they say in their game notes? Did they say how the story affects the game world there?
So they say narrative impacts the game world in a number of ways. First and foremost, the player choice of whether or not to side with the police at the beginning of the game will affect gameplay and how the player interacts with the main mechanic of the game, namely selling narcotics. Siding with the police will incur penalties if you sell drugs to normal people and mob enforcers and don't sell to a police officer. Whereas if you choose not to side with the police, your goal is to sell drugs to normal people and mob enforcers and avoid selling to police officers, flipping the game world on its axis. Other methods include choices in scripted NPC dialogue, which will affect news articles, NPC story, and whether or not you can sell certain items to certain characters, potentially affecting score and performance.
So that's interesting. So their argument is that your behaviour, the mechanics don't change, but your behaviour changes, the way you play the game changes because of the way that the story's gone. Right?
Yeah.
Because it down one path I'm trying to sell to the police, and down one path I'm trying not to sell to the police. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting question, because arguably, yeah, the game world hasn't changed, but my behaviour within it has. My goals have changed effectively. So, I mean, my gut feeling is that should count for something, but it isn't really what we asked for, right? We wanted to have a game world that was responsive to what was going on in the story, and I feel that they haven't really done that here. So a pour here would be there's some support for story elements, but the story has no real impact on the game world, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't even change who's coming in, does it? That would be another way that it would change. I've still got people coming in. Past would be a few sparse or minor examples of where the story impacts the game world. And my feeling is that maybe we should judge that the behaviour of the player belongs kind of there. Because there's, what I'm really looking for is, based on these decisions, I get different types of people coming into the shop, or I have different goods to sell, or the prices of the goods change, right? Or I get new options. So maybe here, and maybe as well as a sell, I buy, I get a sell option or something, according to where I am in the story. But that's not happening at all. So I think probably, if we were generous about what they were trying to achieve, I think we would say it's a pass.
Yeah.
Right, I think I've managed to not sell to police. So this route, I'm actually feeling like it's a bit more of a game, right? Because now I have to spot the police, because if I don't, then I'll sell to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Right. If someone asks about the Dodgers game, Okay. I still don't get that Dodgers game thing.
I think it's just meant to be instead of the jewelry.
Yeah, but I'm the one who says the phrase, not them. So
yeah,
I don't know how that helps anything.
No.
Let's buy the cigarettes. Okay, there we are. Okay, so let's talk about agency and the richness of the choices. This is really about the number of choices and whether they're interesting choices or not, right? So I've got kind of game mechanic choices, like he wants to buy a sandwich. Do I try to persuade him? And then my other choice is the price here. These feel like they're choices in the game space more than anything else. But I definitely have some narrative choices in that. Do I want to help the police or not? Right? Okay. So he's wearing yeah. Wait, what's this? Oh, I'm a cop, but you're wearing the latest chain.
Oh, I don't think he had the line.
Yeah, he did. Well, he asked me and I replied with the line. Oh dear.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, so he's just walked off. He's a cop. I'll
Where
never be
did
able
it
to
tell you
repay
that he
me.
was a cop?
If you could smuggle me out of here in the trunk of your car, that would be good. Did you make it easy to sneak up on? Let's not sell. I'm not selling to this guy. There's a choice. So there's an interesting choice, right? So actually, that's worth thinking about. So I've got a couple of choices. I've got the woman who comes in, who wants drugs for medical reasons. I've got the guy who obviously wants them for nefarious reasons. I've got the guy who's coming in is getting worse and worse and worse. So I do think they've tried to set up a number of interesting choices. I'm not entirely sure how successful it is, because I'm always I suppose that not selling to the guy who's getting sicker and sicker and not selling to the guy who's planning other crimes, they're in tension with my goal of the game. So I suppose that is an interesting moral choice. In terms of managing player agency, I can't see many examples of them doing that. What I'd be looking for is places where the storyline diverges and then they deal with what I've chosen and then it resolves again, or other things would be where they're kind of guiding me down a particular route, and I'm not seeing an awful lot of that. So maybe for richness of choices, it's kind of at the satisfactory level. A number of interesting choices, but there's not much work being done for agency. So here we go. Did you watch the Dodgers game? So if someone asked me about the Dodgers game, I was told this is the code, so I say yes, thank God. Got it on me right here, and they're wearing this dollar thing, which is the... it's not a dollar, it's an S. Okay.
So I think that's the wrong as the cop.
Oh, you think it's the cop?
Yeah, please.
Oh, just the usual. You think it's... let's find out. Oh, I just the usual. Oh, okay. Well, if it's a cop, I might as well get my money's worth.
Yeah.
But they didn't say they were a cop, they just left.
No.
Did you watch the Dodgers game? So I say, okay. So according to this theory,
I think that's a cop.
You think that's a cop because then, so I go, okay, I'm gonna die without enough money in a minute. Yeah, that's not a cop. No, it is a cop.
Yeah, I think that's a cop as well.
I'm gonna sell to them anyway because I need the money, and they'll pay good money. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh no, if I was 60p short being killed by the mob, that'd be embarrassing. Soft drink. See, I that's fine. You can have a soft drink.
£9 for a soft drink. Inflation really is bad.
And what's alcohol? Well, also just the amount of business that I'm doing. It's very, very little. This is basically a drugs emporium. They're building a case against me. Is that because I messed up?
Yeah, I think so. Probably what you've sold to them.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have beef jerky. Alright. Yeah, the code phrase is... I think they're getting this wrong. It's like... The code phrase should be what they say to me.
Yeah.
So,
They might actually just want beef jerky.
Got it on me right here. That's the latest one. Wait, what's this? Oh. But...
Oh, he is a cop.
He is a cop. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've got confused between run-throughs. Oh dear. Okay, so at least I know whether or not arresting me is going down. Let's talk about techniques and the pacing.
Yeah.
What do you think about the pacing of the game?
I feel like with the gameplay, the pacing's pretty flat. Like most of the time, the decisions are. I guess there is a bit of tension when you potentially don't have enough money towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
But the actual kind of impact of you selling to the police or not selling to the police kind of thing doesn't seem to be very obvious until
it's a feedback problem, isn't it? It's like if I knew how many times I could mess up, then there would be a natural feeling of rising tension. But because I don't, you're right. It's kind of yeah.
Yeah, like if the guy at the beginning of the day, like Dave, if he said, "Oh, you sold to an undercover cop yesterday. You've got to be careful if you do that to like
Yeah.
a couple more times, then you'll be arrested."
So here we go. I've given the code phrase, and he said I've got it on my right here. That's the latest chain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So there's a cop again. So despite the fact that that was the hottest new chain, so maybe they changed that on run-throughs or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in terms of pacing, also it doesn't feel that there's a climax. I'm not making a final kind of set of interesting decisions on the last day, or I'm not working up to some kind of event. You know, it would be nice if something happened on the final day that was a bit out of the ordinary and kind of gave me a feeling of completion. So for me, a pass would be pacing is unclear or flat. And a poor would be no serious attempt to control pacing. And to me, it just feels like it's flat. It's the same all the way through, isn't it? So I think it's
kind of the feeling I have.
Probably a pass, I think. So that's not the latest chain, so I'm going to try the opposite now. There you go. So it's the opposite, this one. The police are not wearing... Okay. So that is a policeman, so they can go away. Okay.
So then there's storytelling techniques.
So what have we got?
We have dialogue at the beginning of each day with.
Yeah, we got the dialogue. That's it, though, isn't it? There's no. Oh, there's the end screen, isn't there? So I get a little end screen, almost like a textual cut screen, cutscene rather. But those are the only two elements.
Each day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just looking. So a satisfactory would be fully successful use of at least one game writing technique, and good would be successful use of more than one game writing technique. I think there is more than one game writing technique here. I've got the dialogue, and then we've got the summary bits. It's a shame there's no feedback in the store. You know, that would be good. That would be a nice way of doing it. Has it been fully successful though, in terms of telling me the story? Well, I mean, there's the bit at the beginning where it's set it up, so it kind of works. So perhaps you could argue that, you know, they've used the dialogue well because they use it both in terms of the tutorial, they use it to set up your goals and explain what's going on. And they have got more than one game writing technique. So maybe for the storytelling techniques we can say it's at the good level.
Yeah, I feel like they have been like successful. It's just they could have been used more and like more successfully, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, to be higher than that, they would have to have mechanics supporting the theme, and the mechanics where is basically trading and trying to persuade people to buy at a certain level, and making a target. And it links in with the story. It makes sense in terms of the story, but the mechanics themselves don't help tell the story at all. So I think it's probably limited at the good level.
Yeah.
And then, what about the feedback? What did they say for feedback?
So in their game notes, they've said they implemented a route choice, police or criminals, in response to lab feedback that there wasn't enough ways in which the narrative affected gameplay. Yeah. Which is exactly what we said, right? Yeah. Yeah, they added the NPC Dave as a way to acclimatize new players to the mechanics of trading and provide some more emotional investment through the addition of a character present from the start of the game. They changed the way to identify undercover operatives, as the badge system originally proposed was described as too clumsy and not fitting with both criminals and police. Right. Changed the dialogue on days 4 and 5 to more accurately convey a sense of rising action or finality to the story. and added flavor text in the news articles representing choices made and images to visually convey this, as the original's game text-based end-day system was not compelling enough for playtesters.
So the last one worked, and actually we forgot to mention that in the storytelling techniques, right? That little summary for the individual stories was quite nice. So in fact, I've just reached this climax here, which is a different ending, right? So I've gone into business basically, and then these are the results. So this is quite nice. I like this. So that just kind of supports what we previously said. So I think that element of the feedback worked well. The other two, though, I'm not convinced they've worked. They've tried to get a sense of rising tension by just changing the text, and unfortunately they needed to change the action. I think they needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the price was going up, but it actually got easier in a way as it went along. So I don't think that was successful. And then the first one was about trying to get the story influencing the game world. But what did they say they did in the end for that first point?
They said they implemented a route choice, police or criminals, in response to lab feedback, but there wasn't enough ways in which narrative affected gameplay. So I'm guessing it's the key choice between actually helping the police or the criminals. I
mean, I think certainly that does make the game more interesting, but that's what makes it a game. It's not an example of the story affecting the game world. I guess we did say that it was, that it affected your behaviour in the game world, and that was important. But my gut feeling is that they've not quite taken on board the feedback, and the changes they've made have made the game better, but they haven't necessarily succeeded in doing what the objective was. So a pass would be feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success, and a poor would be feedback was not addressed well, although some other positive changes have been made. And I don't know, maybe it feels somewhere between those two, maybe.
Yeah, I probably lean more towards the pass level, because I think it had changed our behaviour. I know that's not exactly what we wanted, but
it is something, and that did make a difference, didn't it? Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So that's the pass level. Okay, so all right, that's fun. Slightly dubious, but that's where these things go. So all right, let's move on to our next game. So our next game is called Brothers Return. Here we go. I've got a volume control, so I'm going to turn it down because they're always too loud. So quite a plain start. I've got movement using the arrow keys, and choices by clicking on stuff, and space to skip dialogue. I feel like I need 3 hands to play this game. But, okay. Start. Let's do it. The area surrounding your village has been getting increasingly dangerous, with run-ins with bandits getting more frequent by the week. Space. So why can't I click? A day ago, following a trivial argument, your little brother ran away, not knowing the danger. He hasn't been seen since. And even if I click on space, it doesn't do anything. Space. Oh, okay. Village leader. My guards have looked all over, but still haven't been able to find your brother. So this is it's a minor quibble, but please don't bring on text like that really slowly. Make it nice and quick. Okay, I presume that's a space. There's no prompt this time. I can't click. Yeah. I believe he's no longer in the village, which due to the bandits means he's in real danger. Okay. Do you think if I hit space it would jump? Ah, yes. Okay, so I can skip. Well, at least they've done that. Well done. That's good. The only one he would listen to. Right, I understand. I'll set off straight away. Watch out for bandits. Patrols have been running into far more than normal lately. Okay. And heed my warning. Getting very hurt in fights brings injuries that makes future fights harder. Good luck. Right. Oh, I wasn't expecting this, I have to say. I like that background. So what have I got? I've got my injuries in the top left. I've got 1 coin, maybe.
Yeah. Fine.
So at the moment, I can go left and right, up and down. Don't do anything. That's a nice little animation, actually. I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
I think you're going to try and find your brother.
In a small curiosity shop, you find a strange figure surrounded by potions. Would you care just to purchase a potion for the road? Strength by unlabeled. See, this is a weird choice, right? Because I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what I can spend my money on, or why I would need my money. And I don't know what that does, and I don't know why I'd need to be strong. So I'm going to hang on to my money. Buy nothing. Well, scram then. All right. Right. So far the game's taught me that what I need to do is walk left. Right. Innkeeper,
Yeah.
you're over there. Help me, please. I'm being attacked. Oh, I'm going to help, I guess. Oh. Oh, I can.
Oh, so you got
All
like.
right. Oh, okay. Well, I like this. Oh, I was. It's a bit like It's a bit like rock paper scissors, in that you kind of. Oh, thank you, friend. I'm not entirely sure. I thought I did defeat 3. Okay, couldn't have stopped them myself. I don't have anything on me, but when I'm next week, I will surely repay you. Okay, so I'm beginning to see what fable this is based on. This is the Lion and the Shepherd, I guess. Okay.
Does seem that way.
Out we go. Okay, I like these landscapes. They're very nice.
Yeah.
And this is kind of.
The backgrounds are very pretty.
There's something funny going on here. Like there's a little bit of a mishmash of graphics, but it kind of works. Kind of like this, perhaps because it's foregrounded stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mad druid. Hey, you look healthy. I'm in need of an assistant. Do you think you can help me? A sample of your skin for my ritual. All right.
Seems questionable.
Fine. Druid stabs you. Really? A worrying amount of skin. Okay, beware. The bandits' leader will reach the forest soon. You must defeat them for the sake of the village. What bandit? Oh, this is the bandit leader they warned me about. So I've got an injury on my arm. I like that. Well, I don't like having an injury on my arm, but I like the way they've showed it to you. Okay. Okay, or I can choose. I can go up, and I can go. Why would I go in different directions, do you think?
Can you look at the sign or something? Does it like say something or?
No, it doesn't. No. Just let's go up.
Yeah, go with your gut.
Oh, I can't go up. It doesn't do anything. Okay. So let's try going that way. Does that work? That works. 3 men in sweet hats. Bandits. You picked the wrong way up the mountain. Actually, I picked the other way, but you know, your money or your life. Only joking. We're talking both. Oh, okay. So now I have to fight some bandits. I don't like this bandit. I'm just going to thump him.
He was blocking a lot to begin with.
I wonder if I could just... I just hit them repeatedly. Because blocking doesn't seem to do anything. Go on. There we are. So I'm a bit confused in that there's always 2 bandits on the right, and I was kind of hoping I was working through them.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of assumed you were working through them, but then they don't change numbers.
Oh. That's the other problem. So the left and right mouse button were what I was using to attack and defend, but they also pushed you through the dialogue. So I have no idea what happened then as a result. Okay. Okay, I've defeated the bandits probably. I can't do anything. Oh, is this a bug maybe? I am stuck.
Oh no.
If you have a look on their game notes, does it say anything about what's supposed to happen when you defeat the bandits?
So it says after the bandit fight, there's a runaway cart.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to restart the game and try again. That's a shame. So we can fast forward through all this stuff. Okay, trundle. So I'm going to buy a potion of strength now. I've got a bit of knowledge about what's coming. So I'm going to buy a minor elixir. Okay. So I do slightly more damage now, so I should be able to more easily defeat people. Oh, I'll help him again. So let's see if it actually does more damage. Oh, a little bit.
I think it did do.
Yeah, it does more damage. There we go. So, yeah. I think the people on the right is just supposed to indicate that I have more people to defeat.
Yeah.
So all I'm doing, by the way, is I'm just clicking the left button. Because there doesn't appear to be a tell to show me what they're going to do next. So thank you, friend. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like any injuries you sustain during those fights affect you long term either. So
No, just heal. Yeah, nice walk through the forest. It's a very determined walk. That's an excellent walk. Do you think I should help the druid this time? Oh, I'll go on. I'll be good.
we didn't see what came from it last time, so
we
it might
didn't.
be
Right. So can I go up? So is again in their game notes? Is there anything that says what's supposed to happen there? Oh, there's
it
a
says there's a
cart.
path split and there's a safe part, or yes, I think this is the safer path.
So this looks like this cart thing that you talked about.
Yeah.
But okay, so for some reason it's letting me go up here now. You're chased by a man cart. You manage to push to safety, but your leg gets caught under the cart. +1 injury, +1 gold. Okay. I'm not quite sure what the injuries do yet. Oh, it's snowing. That's lovely. I like
Is
that.
that your brother? Yeah, it is really cool.
Sad little brother. Little brother. No, sorry. Ran away out in the forest was scary and oh, it's quite moving. Look at that. You're safe now. That's really nicely done. Nice bit of storytelling there. So zooming in like this is kind of like a sort of a scripted cutscene, which is good. We might meet some bad people on the way. Okay, so we've got a little brother, except we haven't. I presume he's tucked in our pocket or something. Let's go down here. So do I have to go back to the village at this point? Oh, there's the man I helped. I must thank you again for saving me. Rest at the inn. Oh yeah, I shall do that. -2 injuries. Okay, so I'm no longer injured. Excellent. Not that we were sure what the injuries did. Ah, this is like the bandits again. Oh, here we go, the bandits. Right, so I'm stronger this time. So I reckon I'll... Oh yeah, look at that. I quite like the little countdown thing, that's cute.
Yeah.
We both got bored at the same time. Right, next one. There's something weird going on with this fighting thing because it's not very responsive.
Yeah.
I think there might be a period where you can take the action and then it does the animation, and you either get it done or you don't, basically. Okay, let's go back to the village. Oh, it's this more. It's a man with a white hat. A bandit leader. Okay, I've got to defeat them again. It's kind of very, it's oddly satisfying and weirdly disconnected, because I don't really feel like I'm...
Yeah, I feel like if there was like a tell, so then you can like be more strategic about what you're doing.
I think the real problem is that once you have this period where you can commit to a move, and then you're in the move, so it feels quite unresponsive, because what happens is you press a button and then it doesn't do anything. The village is safe. Okay, so I found my little brother. I've defeated the bandits. All is good with the world, I presume. Oh look, it's all the people I met. I'm so glad you came back with your brother, and you defeated the bandit leader on the journey. You have my eternal thanks for protecting this village and rescuing your brother. When you return to the village, you are greeted with a grand welcome from the villagers. Your kindness and bravery are known to all. Oh, I think that might be the good ending. Good ending. There you go. Just in case I wasn't sure. 4 out of 4 villagers helped. No fatal injuries. No final gold. That's quite. I like that little summary. That's quite cute. Sort of. And we're back here again. Okay. Well, let's go through and try not helping people and see what happens. And while we're doing that, perhaps we can start going through the criteria. So first of all, it's quality. And that's presentation and play. So for presentation, I've got a little bit of... there's no audio at the moment, but there are periods where I get audio. The graphics I really like. I think that the kind of weird juxtaposition of kind of abstract backgrounds and the front... But it works really well. It's very consistent. Clearly shows you all the foreground stuff. Getting injured in fights makes future fights harder, so perhaps we just didn't notice that. But yeah, I like the presentation. I would say that I've got some sound effects in the background as well. So I would say that it's certainly professional, complete and effective. I might even go saying it's a little bit higher than that. I think it might be impactful. Yeah. It's appealing.
I think I'd lean towards like the excellent, impactful level, especially with the backgrounds. I think, and the snow animation was quite cool.
Really nicely done. Should we buy the unlabeled elixir? See what that does. Brave choice. It's a blind choice, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you drink from the unlabeled bottle, and the alchemist looks at you curiously as if waiting to see what will happen. Your body feels heavier, as if weighed down by a great force. Attack block cooldowns. Oh, okay, so we've powered up our attack block cooldowns. Right, good. So, meaningful play. The play is actually quite limited. I'm walking left and right and choosing to go up or down at one point. I'm interacting through the dialogues, and I have that little fight sequence where I can block and unblock. I would say that it's certainly playable. I wouldn't say it's engaging. I would say that the exploration element is not particularly exciting, and I would say that the fighting, although it has real potential, just doesn't quite gel. I said I like what they've tried to do.
Yeah.
But so there are block, punch. Yeah, it just feels. Yeah, I think maybe it's the cooldowns, which makes sense. It makes sense to have cooldowns, but I can't quite get the swing of them.
Yeah, the balance isn't quite right.
So I think maybe we're at the satisfactory level for meaningful play. So that takes us to the story engine. And what we're interested in here is in what ways does the... Oh, I got defeated. In what ways does the game world affect the story, and what way does the story affect the game world? Did I just get regenerated then?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think maybe just punching is the good thing. So if we think about game world to story, in what way does the state of the the game world impact the story? So we've got the bit at the end where, depending on the choices I've made, I see different people.
Yeah, and I think the innkeeper helped you as well.
But is that story to story? Is there? So there are consequences. So what we're saying is there's consequences to my actions.
Yeah.
But are there places where? So like here, for example, I fought them and I won. But I lost, and then it just threw me back in, didn't it?
Yeah. But
So
I think the first time you played it, I think you lost, and then it. No, I don't think I had lost before. So no, ignore me.
So in terms of game world to story, things I do in the game world. So there's the bit at the end where I can go in different directions, and I guess I might find my brother or not. So there's some very limited ways that exploration might. That's assuming I can go back without finding my brother, right?
Yeah.
There's the whether I get defeated in fights or not, but I don't think that doesn't seem to be referenced. I think this. What did they say in their notes? Because I think it's quite limited for game world to story.
So in their notes, they've got, how does your story engine work? The chosen fable for our game was the Lion and the Shepherd. The moral that we tried to show in our game is the idea that good deeds will be rewarded in the long run, even if they inconvenience you in the present. In the game, the player is given choices that affect the lives of various characters in the narrative, with the player receiving a specific ending based on choices that they make throughout the game. There are also specific events that only take place following a certain choice.
But that's not a description of the story engine. So what we want to know is, how does the game world impact the story?
The narrative is structured as a two-way journey, which allows for revisiting locations and meeting characters in the story with different consequences based on how you treat them first.
But that's based on...
the game world, including a few locations.
Yeah.
The game also includes examples of gameplay affecting narrative. For example, if the player is injured in battle, dialogue options change to reflect this, and the innkeeper comments on the injuries when he offers you a ring.
Okay. So, I haven't seen any of that, but if that is the case, then that is an example of the game world affecting the story. Do I need to, if I lose this fight, does that what happens? Do I get injured?
Well, maybe.
So I'll wait for him to punch me to death and see if that gives me any effect. No, I'm just dead. Oh, okay.
You just get to.
So I get to try again, which is fair enough because they want us to get through the game. So they're basically saying, let's pretend you didn't completely blow that and actually managed to get through. Which looks like I'm going to blow it again. Oh dear. Yeah, I did. So, okay. So there's a possible example there. What about the other way around? Story to game world. So this is where the game world changes based on the story decisions I've made. So the obvious one would be whether I help people and I get an upgrade to my weapons, I get upgrade to my attack speeds and things. So there are narrative, So there's narrative choices that. So I think for story to game world, did they add anything to that in their game document for story to game world?
No, not really. I think I read out basically everything they had.
So I think a pass would be sparse on minor examples of where the story impacts the game world. And satisfactory would be some examples. And I kind of feel it's maybe somewhere between those two things. Because there's only... the choices you make only tweak your abilities slightly, and they're almost framed as mechanical choices. Certainly in terms of picking the elixir you want to buy, that's not really a narrative choice. So the only narrative choice really, I guess, would be the druid, and the innkeep. So I think maybe halfway between pass and satisfactory for story to game world. And then for game world to story, I'm just going to get beaten to death here. This is going to be a 30-minute video of me being punched to death by some red men. This is not going well. Oh, for goodness sake. Maybe I need to be a bit more defensive rather than just punching him. Oh, God.
Yeah, maybe.
Right, there we go. So let's assume that what they told us is working, and that what we get then is the game world to story is we get the people commenting on our state following these fights, which I'm about to lose again. Oh, yeah. You see there, he started his punch as I was lowering my hands from the block, so I'm powerless to anything about it.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
And that one again. Yeah. So yeah, he punches me as I have my block lowers. Just click, 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 punch him. It's not going to work, is it? There we go. So if that's the case, then I would say that's a pass would be a few sparse or minor examples, and a poor would be the game world has no real impact on the story. And again, if that's the only reference, then I think it maybe is halfway between poor and a pass.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I won. But I clicked through without. I think that's what's causing the problem. Maybe. Yeah, it's crashed again.
Like clicking through at the end.
It's because I was pressing buttons at the end, and then I sort of got rid of the dialogue or something. So that feels like it's a minor bug. If you look up here, I've got multiple injuries now. I think I picked up these injuries because while I was fighting. Maybe they were the death things.
Oh.
Not 100% sure. Okay,
yeah,
so I think game world to story, it's halfway between poor and a pass, and so unfortunately, I don't think their story engine's doing an awful lot. And given that was the main focus here, I think that's a problem. If we think about the agency and the richness of choices, I'm going to have to restart this again. This is basically the number of choices. Yeah, and if they're interesting. So what are my choices? So I've got, do I help the innkeeper? There's which potion to buy, but I mean, whether that's a narrative choice I think is debatable. And then I've got do I help the druid? So I've got those two choices. Are they interesting
and then
choices?
There's two different routes at the mountain as well when they work.
But they're blind.
Yeah.
So I think I've got a kind of a limited number of choices. And a pass here would be some choices, but only a fewer interesting choices. And a poor is few choices and player agency is problematic. So there are ways in which your agency here is problematic. So here's an example here, right? So even if you accept this as a narrative choice, buying an unlabeled elixir, it's unlabeled. It's like, why? What if it does the same thing? Is if you could move faster than. Okay. Oh, maybe did it go up last time? Maybe there's a random charm.
I think it did.
So maybe that's why I was struggling with the fight.
Yeah.
But okay, but there it's a blind choice, right? I don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Here, I'm being attacked. It's like, well, I mean, I walk past. I mean, it is a choice, I guess. That's a sort of a moral choice, but there's no. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's much of a choice.
No.
And then when I get to the druid again, I'm not really sure why. Oh yeah, I'm definitely moving faster now. Yeah, so I think my motivations and why I'm making different choices are difficult. What I'd like to see is I'd like to be set up with two alternative choices, both of which are appealing or unappealing in the same regard, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not really getting that. I'm getting kind of, do you do this, friend, or not? Which I know is kind of encouraged a little bit by the moral of the story. This is the shepherd and the lion, but still, yeah, I think it's a little bit problematic. So I think
in, like, that instance there where you had the choice between fight or just walk past and essentially like just not play the game for a bit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So I think that we're maybe halfway between poor and a pass. I think we've got some choices, but our agency is problematic. Yeah, so I think that's a challenge. Techniques. I think they're going to do a bit better on this. We've got these kind of nice little cutscenes where I talk to people. I was refusing. Oh, I helped him but refused this one. Let's see what happens. Other ways the story is told, there's not really. I've got this choice as well, actually, haven't I?
Yeah.
But again, both of these have the same effect, right? Oh no, one of them I get slightly injured, but it doesn't tell me. I don't know that.
Yeah. But you don't really get a benefit from the injury either, so it's like...
No. Yeah, so I think that's why it's slightly problematic. Oh, I do like that bit with the snow. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Little scene and the cuddling. Right, so I kind of... So I think the way these cutscenes work is really good. Right, I think that works great. But are they using any other techniques to tell the story? Isn't everything...
Not that I can really think of.
Everything's set up as a cutscene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there any environmental storytelling? I suppose you've got the cart rushing down the track in game.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Kind of feels like that happens regardless, though, right? Like.
Yes, it's sort of set there, and then it's. So I think that it's satisfactory would be fully successful use of at least one game writing technique, and I think we're there, right?
Yeah, the cutscenes.
Because I think the cutscenes are really good, actually, really good. But unfortunately, we wanted them to have some multiple methods. I think I skipped over pacing, didn't I?
Yeah, we went past pacing.
What do you think about the pacing while I'm concentrating on defeating these bandits?
It feels a bit flat, I think. Like, the number of people you fight always seems to be the same number. I don't know if maybe they feel harder to defeat or something like that, but they seem about the same.
I would say that the first fight with the innkeeper feels easier, and the bandits are definitely tougher. But that's about it. And in terms of narrative pacing, it's not clear to me. Yeah, there's no kind of. I suppose this is it, right? I'm on the way back to the village, and this is the fight with the bandit leader. This is their attempt to have a climax. So I think there's some attempt to kind of have a climactic end to the story. You know, you defeat the bandit leader. Although it doesn't really feel like much of a boss fight because it's exactly the same as all the other fights, at least in its appearance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I guess also where it doesn't like necessarily link up with the narrative that well, like maybe if you had to fight the bandit leader to get to your brother or something like that.
That's right. Yeah. Well,
you just kind of stumble upon them on your way home.
Yeah. So I think you probably the pacing is pass, right? Pacing unclear or flat. It looks like they've had an attempt to control pacing. It's just it's not worked particularly well. And I think that takes us to feedback. What did they say for their feedback?
They said, at the lab, we received feedback stating that while our game fit the brief in terms of story, it was lacking in actual gameplay sections. In order to fix this, we implemented combat encounters throughout the story that offer dynamic gameplay, which additionally affect the narrative. We added these elements of gameplay to allow for the game to be more than just an interactive story.
So, yeah, I mean, I think if they hadn't had that, they wouldn't barely have had a game.
Yeah.
I get the good ending again. Is there a bad ending? How do I get the bad ending?
I think if you don't.
I only helped
The good
2
ending is
villagers.
victory.
Yeah, sorry.
It said the good ending is victory and you've helped at least one villager, and the selfish ending is victory and didn't help villagers.
Right, okay. Okay, so there I helped 2 villagers, hence good ending. Huh, okay. So, sorry, was that their only item of feedback? Was about putting in the combat?
Yeah.
I
Also,
mean,
buying the potion at the start counts as helping a villager as well.
yeah. I mean, I would say that it's absolutely essential. That was a really important piece of feedback, because I think if they hadn't had that, they wouldn't have had any game. And if they hadn't had any game, then demonstrating anything with the story engine would have been really, really difficult. So I think it was crucial that they put that in. But then they haven't used it, right? So once you have the fights, the idea is that what happens in the fights affects the story, as opposed to being little kind of ludic episodes dropped into the story. So I think probably, satisfactory would be feedback was addressed and the changes have been somewhat successful. And it feels kind of at that level. They've kind of put it in. It's worked in that it's given this ludic element to what would otherwise have been a purely narrative experience. But then they haven't been able to use that to do all the things that they needed to do in terms of the story engine. So yeah, I think probably the satisfactory level.
Yeah, I think I'd agree.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, I still think it looks great. I mean, I love the look and feel of this game. But yeah, would have liked to see more of a story engine inside it, I think. Shall we move on to the next game? So, our final game for this video is called Between Life and Death. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's a really nice menu screen, isn't it? Nice bit of parallax, some animations. All of this looks good. Not sure if it's an Italian game with those colours, but whether it's just life and death. But all right, it's nice. I like it. Start. Oh, that's interesting. So I can't click on the bottom of the start. I have to click on the top. All right. Okay, here we go. Help me. Oh, it's that little thing there. Yes, please help. I'm not like the other. I can help you. Oh.
Oh, the text goes quite quick.
Warning: anomalous citizen activity detected. Relinquish the. I feel like this is karma because I complained that the other one was too slow. So you picked me up because you went out the hellhole of a city. Press enter. Well, I can help you. I was built to deal with anti-citizens. So dealing with whatever is in our path is fine by me. Okay. It won't be easy for us though. The company doesn't just let anyone run off with their property. The parties arrive. The company's division, all enslaved. There are a bunch of little rodents, if you ask me. So then, what shall it be? Want to live? Then I say kill them all. Hard to argue. Oh, AD and space. Okay.
Like a platformer.
Yeah. Okay, I can... Am I missing something? I can go left and right. I can press space. How do I go... Oh, is that a platform there, do you think? No?
You like wall jump or anything?
Yes, they don't tell you that. Oh, my life. Okay, so you can wall jump. They obviously saw the previous video I made where I said I hate wall jumping. Not hate it as in I think it's a bad mechanic. I hate it that I'm just terrible at it. So you'll have to bear with me. Alright, so fall down there. Right, how do I fire? What do I do? Oh, I can fire in the direction of the arrow, of the mouse. Okay.
Is it just click to fire?
Yes, but you shoot in the direction that the mouse pointer is pointing, not. So that's the little thing floating around me. The what it was called. I don't think I'm going to be very good at this game. That wall jumping, I hate wall jumping. I don't know why, it just doesn't work for me at all. Right. Oh, there's a thing there, that's the problem. I can't wall jump at all. I think... What is... Okay, so I jump. I went up there okay. Right. I think... Am I still? Where's my... Okay. So it doesn't follow me down, unfortunately. So I can shoot while I'm jumping at the same time.
Do you have like a health bar or anything anywhere?
I think that's up here in the top left, top right hand corner.
Oh,
I
right.
think. Right, I'm gonna have to. If I use two hands, it must be something to do with my coordination of my hand. If I use two hands, Right, there we go. Got here. Oh. Oh no, and I'm back at the beginning. Oh, this is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. Skip. I can skip. I think maybe I should put a thing in saying, no wall jumping, please. Dave is just useless at wall jumping. Don't do it. Oh.
Make sure they put like an option in the menus to like turn it off and make it really easy.
Yeah, the levitating option.
Yeah.
Oh, just show me a mouse actually. Did I not? Perhaps I just clicked before and didn't see it. I'm not sure what do you think that 1 of 4 is over there?
What was that, sorry?
The top right hand corner, it says 1 of 4.
It seems to be to do with how many of the whatever they're called units you're killing.
So that went down then when I jumped.
Yeah, so I'm guessing there's 4 to this level.
Right.
Yeah, so you've got 3 out of 4 now, so there must be a 4th one somewhere.
Ugh. Ah, right. Thank God for that. Right, now do you think I have to go up or down here?
Probably up, right? Because you died going down. Or was it the other side that you died going down?
It was the other side I
It's probably
died,
safer
but
to go up.
yeah. I guess I'm not going to... Right. Oh, my life. I knew you had it in you, kid. I had my doubts, if I'm honest. They were weak and in our ways. They had no reason to live. Okay. I can use their parts to upgrade myself. Killing is the rule of the world. It's very aggressive, this little droid, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does say I've got 1 left. Where do you think I need to go?
You might not need to kill all 4 because you had that cutscene and it looks like that ship arrived beside you.
Okay.
But I'm guessing it was before, like somewhere near the start of the level.
Okay. Grenade launcher. Alright, press 2 and fire away. Press 2? Oh, I see. I've got my toggle at the top. Fight harder. Okay, well, let's try this grenade launcher. Ooh. Oh, there's a wall there. Do I have is it unlimited ammo? Yeah.
I would guess that there doesn't seem to be any signs anywhere about how much ammo you have or anything. Might have been better if like there was a slight more contrast between the platforms and the background.
Yes. Oh, that's quite fun. I quite like that, although when I initially saw it, I thought that is going to be too hard for me. Oops. It's bad. I get him. Yeah.
Good shot.
Is that a platform there, or is that? Yeah, I think you're right. I think the background contrast is. Ugh. Oh, I died.
Oh no.
At least I only came back to this bit.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Should we start?
Wall jumping in this level so far.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know. I think the other problem I've got is the mouse is. I know there's that little thing around me, but the main indicator of where I'm shooting is the mouse, and it's very small. They haven't given me a particular pointer or. So there we go.
Yeah, I guess either a pointer or like a line tracking out from
I think the line would have been good.
So, the first bit on the mark scheme is the quality and the presentation.
So, I mean, this is pretty good, isn't it? I kind of...
Yeah, it's quite like it's all kind of works together, like the different animations and stuff, and the sound effects as well.
I have to say, I really like it. I think I've got music, I've got some nice sound effects. The graphics are really, really sort of evocative. It's very good actually. So I think that I would say that it's easily up at the impactful level, which is kind of excellent. I'm not sure if I'd go memorable. There's nothing particularly memorable about them. It's just very, very well put together. You know, things like the rain effects. Oh dear. Yeah. I think the difficulty level is set too high for me, but
yeah, then you've got the mechanics, like the meaningful play, the mechanics, controls, and bugs.
So it's definitely playable. The controls I'm finding quite awkward. That's a little bit because of me, and I just have to accept that. But I'm just not like I said. I find this kind of game really tricky to play. But yeah, it's I mean, and it's in this genre, right? That kind of slightly clumsy, large animation. So it's nothing I don't think they were going for, but I certainly find it playable. I find it challenging but playable. And those things with the shields are impossible. There we go. Yeah, so I think the playable level is the kind of satisfactory level. I wouldn't say it's engaging. It just feels yeah. I think that my ability to control the character is not good enough for it to be engaging.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I don't think that's all down to me. I'm tempted to blame myself. but I don't think it is. I think it's generally quite tricky. Like that positioning there, just to jump on top of that, is really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in platform is actually quite a common issue where like the edges aren't quite smooth enough to use them. You get caught on them and things like that.
Yeah. So okay, so I think that's kind of where we are for the quality. I think it's a very nice looking game, little bit awkward to control, but very playable. We haven't really seen much of the story, unfortunately. I think I should just run past this thing, I think. Oh, I killed it by accident. That's handy. If you have a look at their game notes, does it indicate there's a lot of story ahead of me here?
So they've got how does our story engine work, and they say the story engine responds to the player's actions on each level in the game. There are a set number of enemies in each level, and the player is initially given a gun weapon. We check at the end of each level if the player's killed any enemies or not. To have no enemies killed results in the pacifist ending to the level, and to have killed any results in the aggressive ending. The different endings have different dialogues for the unit, the player's companion throughout the game, who delivers most of the dialogue.
Okay.
We choose to have it be a kill any or none branching instead of a branching for kill all, some or none. We did this because to have 3 branches at each level would be difficult to achieve in limited time to make this demo.
Okay.
And it could model the story.
I guess we'll come back to that. Yeah. So alright, so I've got through that bit. I can run off the edge to make a sniper rifle model. Okay. Slow firing high velocity projectile after pressing 3. Okay, well there's no harm in using it straight away. There's no sign of no mega bots now. Okay. Oh, here we go. Citizen, please suspend your anti-citizen activity immediately. You'd think bossing me around. I'm designed to kill humans. I don't like the way this human's talking to me. So interestingly, having been too fast at the beginning, I'm now finding it too slow. Again.
Yeah.
And I can't press enter to skip the text. I kind of feel that they're setting me up for some kind of twist, like this fluey unit is awful or something.
There's 4 possible endings, it looks like, from their game notes.
Okay. You continue us, and we will not ask our secrets falling into the beyond. I have to say, so far, I've seen no narrative choices at all. I guess if it's just coming through in the number of creatures I kill. Is that what you said? That's literally the only...
Yeah, it looks like the main choice you have is whether or not you kill any enemies.
Yeah. That was luck rather than judgment. Do you think... Oh, I can go over there maybe. What am I actually trying to do as well?
I think from the dialogue at the beginning, you were helping the unit out. It was injured or something, and you were helping it escape.
But why? Who am I?
I don't think that's been said yet. At least I haven't noticed it, if it has.
I'm running out of time, but am I supposed to go here? We've cleared the buildings. That was in the nick of time. So, interestingly then, I don't think I made any active choice to not kill things. I just had to get through the level and the time.
Yeah.
So, as I said, you tried to kill us in this world. We kill our enemies, right, kid? Okay. Ah, so now we're being told to kill. Because of your violence, you found enough spare parts to make the minigun. Okay. Alright. So, really close to the edge of the city. So let's get the minigun out. That looks good. Well then, it's no stopping us now. Can I get up there? Ow. Like, I'm a bit... Where am I supposed to be going? Ah, there's a ship. There's another thing over there. I like this level design. This is nice. I still can't do it, but... But, you know... Can I do that? No? Is there anything down below me, do you think? No. Yeah, oh, I wish I could skip that. Oh, I can skip it. I can hit the skip button. Right, there's one over here, wasn't there? Sure. Ah, how do I jump on top of that? I think I accidentally hit the wrong switch. Right, how do I get onto there? I have to jump on that thing, but I can't jump on that thing.
Yeah.
If I jump
I'm
up,
not sure.
it kind of... Maybe, can I...
Yeah, I don't think you've got like
I can't
enough
quite...
time to.
Oh,
Like,
actually,
jump
maybe I
back.
could have done. I think I can jump. There you go. Yeah. So I think the reason I find the wall jump really difficult is I want to move in the direction that my cursor is pointing, and I have to point the cursor into the
Right.
wall. And for some reason in my brain that is really unintuitive.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Normally, when you're wall jumping, I think you do normally go into the wall and then you push it out.
Yeah, I
towards
think
space.
it's normal, but I just doesn't work for me. Dave's brain says no. Ugh. But I can't get over there. Can I? Do you think
So
I
I
can
don't know if
jump
you've
up
seen
there?
the story to start talking about the game engine.
No, I kind of. Although I think am I supposed to jump like all the way up there? Is that kind of? But I was pushing. I can't get up there.
Can you get back onto that initial track there?
There we go. There we go. Oh my
There you go.
life. Right, sniper rifle. Oh, I can right click.
I think you.
I did not know I could do that. That's really nice. Did they tell me I could do that?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing it.
No, it's it only works with the sniper rifle. But that's I right click basically and I get this interface. It's really good.
Yeah, it's quite cool.
Right, where do you think I need to go? Do you think there's a thing below me?
I'm not sure. Maybe the one to your. I don't know how you get to the one to your right. You might need to go down first.
I go on that one. There's a little bit of feeling of jumping blind in this.
Yeah.
Sniper rifle again. Let's take him out. I can't quite get to him. I wonder if I can do it now. Not quite.
I think it might be the shield, like the angle that the bullet was going out was hitting the shield.
Oh, I just fell to my death while I was doing that. Oh no, I'm back here again. If I go straight up rather than going down, because I don't want to go down there again. Oh, God. Yeah, I've lost my mouse pointer, so I don't know where I'm shooting. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Right. Oh. Here we go. Crikey. Let's take him out. There we go. Not helpful.
Oh.
Ah, dear. So, okay. So the way that this works is that basically the more creatures I kill, it keeps a note of that and then makes some kind of choice.
Yeah, I think it's just each level. If you choose to kill any amount, as long as it's more than 0, then it makes a choice from what they've said. And it looks like the key way it changes is if you haven't killed them, you get a different kind of upgrade. So it looks like
Right.
It's a little bit hard to tell from the imagery they've got in their diagram, but if you kill things in the first level, you get a new gun. But if you don't, it looks like you maybe move faster. I can't tell if that's what that icon means, but it's a different kind of upgrade.
Okay. So look, I mean, we're not going to have a chance to go through this again because it's taking too long for me to make my way through it. But it sounds to me like if we were to talk about the story engine, I think we have to at this point. If we talk about game world to story, so there's basically, depending on my actions, the whatever little robot thing that I'm with will change its dialogue as well as giving me a different weapon, right? So the weapon is...
Yeah, it did say something about how it, like, your actions, whether or not you choose to be pacifist, essentially affects the way the unit changes the way the unit behaves. Like the unit becomes more homicidal, essentially, if you're killing all the time, or it becomes more like pacifist if you're being pacifist.
Yeah. So okay. So in terms of game world to story, that's a clear way in which the game world impacts the story, in that the narrative is changing depending on my actions in the game. But that's the only place, isn't it? There's no other examples. There's no...
No, I think that's it.
So if that's the only place, so pass would be sparse or minor examples where the game world impacts the story, and some examples of where the game world impacts the story would be satisfactory. And I think this is just the pass. You know, it's sparse or minor examples. It's sparse in the case that that's the only thing that affects it. Oh god, that's hopeless. And minor in that it doesn't seem to have... It's just a commentary on what I'm doing, right? I don't know whether... Do I get a different... That's my mouse pointer again. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so that's my gut feeling, is that this is just at the pass level. And then in terms of story to game world... So that's basically saying, does the story state impact the game world? So the story state is how violent I'm being. So does it say, is there a consequence to how violent I'm being?
So it looks like there's different levels. So each, like, level 1 goes to 2 different options depending if you are pacifist or violent, and then they rejoin for level 3. That seems to be like a same for both paths, and then again that split. So level 4 is either
okay
level or like,
so that's basically where it's done then, right?
Yeah.
Right, I'm just gonna have to...
And then the endings as well. There's 4 different
so
endings.
I can't defeat that. How am I supposed to jump up there, am I? Oh, not this again. Oh, here we are. Right. So so again, I'm not really making choices though, am I? I'm just trying to get through the level.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like it would be quite hard to be pacifist.
Yeah, it does.
To get through the level.
Well, I don't know actually. I mean, I'd almost say the opposite. It's harder trying to kill all the creatures there. So here we go. Why are we looking at you like that? What are you doing? Stop, no. Oh, personality module disabled. Weapons module intact. Oh. Okay, I'm not quite sure what happened there. Will he reset? Your ending. So these represent my choices. Genocidal maniac. Well, yeah. Yeah, okay. So at least we got through it. So, okay, so I think we've done the story engine, haven't we? We basically said that we've got... we didn't say where we were with story to game world, I think.
No, we started discussing
We started.
that.
So story to game world, we've basically the state of... So we get a level select, essentially, depending on how violent we've been. So I think that would be satisfactory. Some examples of where the story impacts the game world. A good would be in important ways. I mean, it is essentially choosing a level, but it's not making a difference to the story, right? There's no, there isn't much of a story here, right? We don't really have much of a dramatic structure at all. We're just getting a commentary. It's like it's like the Bastion or Hades or one of those games, but without there being a dramatic story overlaid on the top. It's just the commentary bit.
Yeah.
And in terms of agency, that's where I think we've got some real problems, because it's not really set out as to whether you should or should not be killing these things. I like the fact that the choices are diegetic. You're making them in game. That's good. But on the other hand, you have to make some decisions to get through the level. I don't feel I made any decisions, right, in that playthrough, really. It felt to me like I wasn't consciously making decisions anyway. So and that is the only choice, is whether or not you destroy the other objects. So I think, I mean, a poor would be few choices, player agency is problematic. And a pass would be some choices, but only a few interesting choices. I mean, there's lots of instances of me making the choice, I suppose, but
it's also the same choice, and also like the fact that it didn't seem to scale with how many you'd killed, which I understood why they said that they had done that, but it means that once you've done one, you kind of made the choice for the entire level. So then,
yes, that's right. Yeah. So I actually think we might be on a poor for agency and the richness of the choices. We've got a little bit to talk about, so I'll carry on. How do I skip? Do I hit the skip? I'll click skip. Skip.
You just want to practice your wall jumping.
I know. I think it's unfortunate for them that the wall jumping was the very first thing they did. It's like, look, we have wall jumping for Dave. Yay! I still can't do it. If I go to two hands, I can. That's weird, isn't it?
So then the pacing is the next one.
Okay, so I mean, I certainly got some kind of mechanical pacing, as it were, right? I kind of felt that the levels felt like they got more intense. They got more difficult, particularly that last level where I'm jumping around between all the vehicles, and there's more stuff around as well. So mechanically, it feels like there's some ascending pacing, but there is no narrative arc, is there? So there's nowhere for the narrative to go. I'm not really discovering any. When this started, I thought it's gonna be like Nier Automata or something, where I discover the truth about these weird things. Maybe I discovered that they weren't robots and they were actually people, something. But there wasn't anything like that. It was kind of so. Oops. And then in terms of a climax, there wasn't really a climax, was there? There's the final level is good, but there's no kind of final fight, as it were.
No, I just said.
Or any kind of dramatic conclusion or revelation. So I think for me, I mean, satisfactory would be some ascending pacing, and I think that And pass would be pacing unclear or flat. I think dramatically, it's probably at the pass level. The pacing's completely unclear. But there is ascending pacing in that it leaks through from the play. So maybe halfway between pass and satisfactory.
Yeah.
And then in terms of storytelling techniques, what are the storytelling techniques? We've got this little thing here. We've got like almost like we've got this dialogue coming up.
Yeah.
So it's the same mechanism really, I think. Is the story told in other ways?
The only thing I could think of is the environment. If you did do a pacifist level, if where the level changes, that might, I don't know if it's easier or less like combatant.
I mean, I could probably try and do a pacifist run through, shouldn't I? So if I just leg it.
I think you've already killed one on this level though.
Which is again part of our problem about the yeah. Okay, let me try and do the next level without. They do keep luring you with these guns. I kind of. Oops. That didn't go well. Sorry, where were we?
Game writing techniques. Just trying to, like, I guess there's a potential that they've got environmental storytelling, but we won't really know until we've got to seen the other level.
Yeah.
But other than that, it does seem to be primarily in the dialogue.
Okay, and the dialogue. Oh, do I have to? Where am I going? Over here. Right. So yeah, I think I really need to try and get to the. Well, there's a lot of them, isn't there? What's over here?
There you go.
Right. So is this a different level now?
I think so.
Or is it the same level? Ah, who's that person clinging onto the back of the... Oh. Ah, did I kill this person by accident before? I think I killed this person by accident. I didn't realise they were actually physically there. I thought this was on the radio. Did you spot them before?
No.
I think I shot, because I think I can still shoot.
Yeah, or maybe this is like part of the pacifist bit where you didn't...
Because of your mastery at evasion, you've mastered a new movement technique. Omni-dashing. Oh, that's just what I need. Press piece of to dash in the direction you're aiming. Okay. Go on, don't worry about me, I'll find my way just like you have. Okay. Oh, go on to... Oh, stop it.
This level, is it slightly different from the other
Oh
one?
my god, I'm gonna so die. I think it is. Yes. Yes, a different...
Yeah.
So it's a different arrangement.
Yeah. There still seems to be like enemies around, so it's not like necessarily easier to be a pacifist.
Oh dear. Definitely not easier. Okay, so I didn't notice this person at the back. That was a choice there about keeping them alive. But again, I don't think it really feeds into much of what we were talking about. And I think it sort of has some of the same problems. So, okay, let's carry on in that case. So, storytelling techniques. So we've got the dialogue, but I think that's it.
Yeah.
So okay, so I think that would be, in terms of the techniques, a pass would be partially successful attempt to use at least one game writing technique. A satisfactory would be fully successful use of at least one game writing technique. I think we're at the satisfactory level, aren't we? I think that it's working pretty well, the dialogue system down the bottom there.
Yeah, I think so. I think like the only minor changes would be making it easier at the very start to like read everything, because I feel like that had some fundamental story that we were lacking to begin with. But yeah, I think they're using the dialogue box as well.
Okay. Oh dear.
So then the next one is the feedback.
So what did they say?
So they said they've written quite a lot. So they said that our initial feedback was based on our narrative structure and how you're fitting our game to our chosen fable, The Lion and the Shepherd. We explained our narrative to a demonstrator, and they initially were not sure if our story fully fit The Lion and the Shepherd, as it had overlaps with the bear in the two chapters. We wanted the game to reflect the moral of The Lion and the Shepherd, how good deeds are paid back. So we made our game reflect this by the different endings the player encountered based on the deeds they do throughout the story, a representation of how the deeds of the shepherd change the lion. A player who only shows kindness to their FLWI enemies will be rewarded with the best ending, whereas the player that changes the mind of their FLWI companion, where the player changes. And then a player who kills on every level will have the worst ending, where the player then kills their companion and resets them to only use them as a weapon.
Right.
And then there's two other levels that existed. They're more talking about their story rather than the feedback, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't quite got any of the concrete bits of feedback, to be honest. So what did they said that...
I think the key feedback that they mentioned was how the narrative structure, it wasn't like very clear which fable they were going for, and that they should like try to make it clear and like just focus on one fable rather than multiple.
Okay.
And then it also looks like they had further feedback from Tom, and he said it was distinct enough which fable it was in idea, and we just had to reflect this in the game. Overall, we structured our response to feedback by ensuring we made the player choice reflect the moral of the fable. So yeah, it all seems to be about that. I mean, that's one piece of feedback.
Well, I mean, it does feel like there's a coherent story here, right?
Yeah.
But that idea of helping somebody and then that coming back to help, I don't know. I think it's lost in that whole idea of you know, giving you a game that's so obviously a platformer destruction game and then not giving me any motivations for not killing the objects or not giving me any kind of revelations about those objects or...
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's still... Yeah. Does it really reflect the fable? I mean, I mean, it feels like there's a coherent thing that they're saying here about kind of, you know, are you being violent or not as you're going through these levels? I think the key thing though about, you know, that why would you care anyway, right? So the idea is if you have a story that has some kind of moral to it, that you actually put that in the gameplay itself. And I'm not sure that's here necessarily, right? I mean, if there was some point where the things that you hadn't killed came back to help you, or maybe, you know, if this was a bit more of a puzzle game where those things that shot at you, maybe you can spare them, and you know, maybe there are other types of enemy and you can lure one type of enemy out and get them shot by those types of enemies, and then it's like, well, by sparing them, by not killing them, you're then able to utilize them in your playthrough, right?
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of that with the things with the shields, because I can choose not to kill them, and if I choose not to kill them, I can then use them as a platform, which is, but they don't do anything with that in the level design, right?
Yeah.
So I think you know, that's why you want to have a moral of your story, so you know what to do with your mechanics. And I'm not entirely sure that they're doing that. So yes, they have a story that's more focused on one of the fables, but they haven't then used that to achieve anything in their game design. Yeah. So a pass would be feedback was addressed, but the changes have had limited success, and it feels it's kind of there, right? They've kind of, the story's tighter, but they haven't done anything more with it. You know, they haven't use that fit to inform what they're doing with the game.
Yeah, because I think interesting they mentioned the bear and the two travelers, and at the end of the ending we actually reach, where you turn off the personality bit.
Yeah,
that's kind of like the bear and the two travelers more. So I feel like there's maybe still a bit of confusion.
Yeah. Okay, so I think feedback's at the pass level then.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have mixed feelings about this game. I think it looks brilliant, and actually I quite like it as a game. I'm not very good at it, right? But I don't think that's their fault actually. But yeah, I think they've made some interesting decisions with the narrative and the way that the story engine is woven into the, into the monitoring of the mechanics of the game. But unfortunately, I just don't think it's been particularly successful in this case. But yeah, okay. I think that was the last video, the last game in our video. So thank you very much for watching, and we will see you again in the next video.